Hello traders. Are you also a little bit tired of all these videos explaining to you how you need to master smart money concepts in order to be successful in trading? You came to the right place, because in this video I'm going to make trading look simple to you, because it's actually price action trading that in itself is simple. I didn't say it was easy, but it is simple. Of course, it's not easy because everybody will be able to do it, and most of the problems we occur when we do the trading is actually nothing to do with the system we trade, but actually more about the trading mindset and how the trading psychology becomes a big challenge to us. But without further ado, let's go into it. All right, so when I started to trade many years ago, I was also kind of maybe looking for the Holy Grail. I was looking into all kinds of indicators in order to see if something could work. But I found out after many years that the best thing I could do was actually to make the chart as simple as possible. Here we look at a chart where I have the MACD indicator in the bottom, but technically you couldn't even use the chart without it. I just use it because I like to see, how do you say, where in the momentum the stock or the index is right now. All right, what we need on this chart in order to do the price action trading is actually the red line, which is the 200 moving average, and the blue/purple line, I'm colorblind, which in this case is the 20 moving average. So these two moving averages is actually enough for you to trade. The only other thing you need in this case is in the price action itself. That means when the candle goes from green to red. There's basically nothing more to it. All right. In this case, I start by looking where are the price compared to the blue and the red line. And I also say in this case, when the price is above both of the lines, it's in what I call the double positive area. All right, here in this bar, the market opens. It's at 2:30 Danish time, and it's because we're still in winter time in Denmark, but not in America right yet. So the first bar that opens, now I'm looking for the event for me to enter. The first bar is actually a tail bar, which is resting upon the blue line. In this case, you can see before that price was underneath. So what I'm looking for is respect of the blue line, but also a signal, which in this case could be an elephant bar. And the next bar actually goes down and touches the blue line, the 20 moving average, and then goes up, and it's quite longer than you can see than the normal small bars here. So this one could actually qualify as an elephant bar. But technically, you could buy already at the respect. You could buy when it becomes like a tail bar, or you can buy almost about 2/3 into the chart to the candle, or even buy it at the close and then just put the stop underneath it. So you enter on this candle and you put the stop underneath it. In this case, the market moves up for a while and then retraces. But since it doesn't retrace more than 38%, in this case, that means that the trend is still very strong. I want to show you again so I'm sure you can see that this is actually the first signal, and this is the second signal where I, in this case, enter the trade. All right. So now after this small flag, you can see it almost looks like a flag. We have a color change at or near the blue line. And in this case, both the price is over the blue line and the red line, and therefore we're in the double positive area, and that means that the trend is relatively strong. So price continues up, and it makes what's called a 3-bar play, or they calls it red bar ignored, whatever it's called. And in this case, you can actually add to the position. In general, you should count 3 to 5 bars, and then you should be ready to take off your money. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you should actually be ready to take off your trade. In this case, after those 3 red bars, we actually get a color change. But when you if you trade the color change here, you cannot expect too many bars because you're actually scalping against the trend. I can show you here a little bit zoom. You can see here where the black line is. This is where the color changes from green to red, and that means that the red team is now in control. So you can expect a couple of bars here because, as I said, you're scalping against the direction. And what you should expect is at least some kind of bounce from the moving average, the 20 moving average. You can see price just rounds around here and goes up, and then makes the color change, and even it has a new bar here. I can show you again, this one, which is actually born directly on the 20 moving average. So this is actually a signal for you to enter the trade again and put the stop underneath. And as you can see, the trade moved up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars, then took a pause, and then 1, 2, 3 bar more. And if I do a measure from the bottom to the very top of the move. This is about the upper 38% of the total move. So therefore, it's valid when you have the color change, plus when you have price on the double positive side of the area, actually to go long one more time and thereby add to your position. So you can see, to sum it up, we actually have a event that's happening at the right place in position number 1, as I've been taught, that triggers the buy signal. And then you have actually an adding signal here or an adding signal here. And then you have a take profit signal here if you do so. And we can just measure out, just for fun, to see how much would you actually get from the green bar down here all the way up to the color change. In this case, you will get about 200 points. And if you take from the add position to the exit, you'll get about 95 points on top of that. Again, if you take this green bar and you enter after the green bar, and let's say you go out on the first red bar that closes underneath the green bar, which actually could be the same as you can see here, that means you will exit the trade over here, and that will give you additional 81 points. So not bad if you look at it, because of one trade, one add, and one more trade. All right, this is actually price action trading, very simply, and this is how powerful it actually is, without you having to look for any areas or order blocks or whatever they call it, but just simply look for a color change and look for a event and also look for a position. So if you have the color change, the position, and the event, then you actually have enough to perform the trading. Thank you so much for watching this video.